just began to snore, and the grass was as tough as hemp and worthless. Tough as hemp and worthless, no color no more than the sand was a color, and we had worn our bare feet and bare since the 20th of June, and there were times God to wind up your alarm clock and some nights. You took our gin warm and neat from all the jelly glasses, while the sun blew out of sight. Like we picture that end. One day I tied my hand back with a ribbon, and you said that I looked almost like a puritan lady. What I remember best is that the door to your room was the door to mine. By the 1st of August, the invisible beetles began to snore, and the grass was as tough as hemp and was no color no more than the sand was a color, and we had worn our bare feet bare since the 20th of June, and there were times we forgot to wind up your alarm clock, and some nights we took our gin warm and neat from all the a ribbon, and you said that I looked almost like a puritan lady. What I remember best is that the door to your room was the door to mine. Yeah, so that is Anne Sexton poem, which is called I Remember, and it is, of course, about memory and intimacy. And I just wanted to mention that there's this kind of almost like a still, like a still picture-esque feeling, and kind of those stills where they capture a domestic scene with like dried fruits on a plate upon a table, and the sun shining in the afternoon, and then there's a cat there or a dog. It's a kind of like that kind of nice congenial scene. So there's kind of an intimacy and I would say friendship and love. And now, since we're nearing July, in July, there is also kind of like a routine and casualness to it, and comfort when because of the words used, like the old jelly glasses, the sun blew out of sight, the red picture hat, this kind of warmth to it, the sand, all warm colors there. We had worn our bare feet, so this kind of intimacy and not really sensuality, but this kind of sensitivity and a little bit fragility is not the word. What is the word? A kind of tenderness, and what is that word when you're like when you're being when you're exposing your bare feet, and there's this kind of vulnerability, which is on par with intimacy. You can't share life with somebody who you don't trust and who you can't be normal, usual, habitual with, and in the sense who you can't take off your shoes with, So one day I tied my hair back, so this kind of like relaxed outlook. But then the mention of Puritan lady and whatnot. The door to your room was the door to mine. This kind of shared life and a kind of togetherness and oneness with each other, which is very nice. It's very nice. It evokes a kind of soulmate union almost. And I'm thinking more, as time passes, I'm thinking more and more about memory and how really the things in life that matter are the people and what we learn, and time passes by so slowly when you don't like what you're doing, and so fast when you do like what you're doing. Recently I feel like the time has really sped up, and which is good because apparently it means you're in a high frequency vibration. And then other times I think I want moments to last. I want certain relationships and connections to last, but you can't have things last all the time, and we ourselves, we don't last that long either. So really just to value what we have in the current moment, and not to be just entitled and feel deserving of things that, um, even though they say we live in an abundant universe and we things happen for our own good, sometimes we forget, how precious life is, and uh, we forget to honor the people who don't come into our life by chance.